Hey crew, I'm sitting in the Land Cruiser down at the river here. That's where we're going to be going in. And I was down in GP Friday night and I saw my friend Bob, who had expressed interest in going in previously. And so I told him I'd meet him here this morning at 9 o'clock. And I also, in the process of having that conversation, ended up having a conversation with another friend of mine, and his girlfriend, Casey, said she might come as well. So it's 5 to 9, not seeing anyone. It is about 32 degrees, it's freezing fog. The stream gauge says the water temperature is about 35.5 degrees. So I figure I'll wait until a little after 9, and if nobody shows up, I'll go down and get in by myself. But I brought my tripod and my camera, so I'll take video of that. Hola, mi amigo. Mis amigo Kevin y su novia Casey regrese a el Rio Frio para mí, or conmigo, y nadamos en la agua fría para 6 minutos. Y es muy divertido. So, my bad Spanish. I actually thought about trying to do this whole video in Spanish, but it's just, obviously, I'm so bad. But I didn't prepare at all. I just was like, okay, what can I do off the top of my head? Obviously not much. So anyway, as it turns out, Bob didn't show up, but Kevin and his girlfriend Casey did. And Kevin was not at all interested in going in the water. But Casey was super enthusiastic, and it was really, really fun to go soak with her. Yeah, and she was a trooper, obviously. You know, she's in there without neoprene booties or gloves. So I know she's suffering a lot more than I was. I should have given her my gloves. What was I thinking? Anyway, but she seemed to have a good time. And I had a good time, so it was awesome. I actually wanted to ask you about the article you sent me about the new music center that they're opening. What you say, kitty corner from the house you bought, the rental. And I was a little confused, like, about how, first of all, who these people are that seem to have all this money to put into $35 million into a dedicated music and art center. And also kind of the interesting idea that they want to target it towards classical music, you know, and high art and classical music. And they want, they don't want, I mean, reading between the lines, and maybe I'm wrong here, you know, like, it seems like it would be a great venue for folk musicians and all kinds of acoustic stuff if they wanted to do that, and especially if they build it with great acoustics, that would be awesome, you know. But it was pretty big for that type of a show. But anyway, it just struck me as kind of odd, and I was wondering, you know, how sustainable is that? I mean, what's the plan for being able to maintain a facility like that and pay for all the programming and everything? It's just fascinating, and I think it's awesome if they have the money to do that. I mean, that's the kind of thing that, you know, I would like to do if I had the money to do it. But I am just curious, you know, there's not a lot of people who can put that kind of money into something like that and sustain it over a long period of time. And I know Winona's got a lot more money floating around than, say, Pendleton, but it's just an interesting thing. So also, I'm curious about what the plan is with the house you're buying. I know Preston and his girlfriend are going to live there, and he's going to work on it. But are you thinking, fix it up nice and use it as a rental, or flip it? In a couple of years. I mean, hold on to it until the market looks good, and then sell at a profit, or maybe you guys will sell your house and move there. I mean, actually, it looks like kind of a cool location, and I can see, being in town a little bit more, and you could walk around town every day if you wanted to. I mean, that's what Sarah and I like about our location. But I guess you guys have that. It's hard to. It's hard to reconcile the ethic, the country ethic, with the kind of in-town ethic. And, I like, obviously, like Brad and Linda love the country ethic. My parents love the country ethic. Apparently Tom and Lynn do too. I mean, they've got a great place as well now, out of town. And Sarah and I just have no desire for the maintenance that would be required to keep up a place like that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm curious to see, and actually I'm looking forward to seeing the place when I get there in February. So yeah, we're our plan is to drive into Portland, but unfortunately, this is for our trip to Mexico. Our plan is to drive into Portland. But unfortunately, our kids don't want to see us because of the Omicron variant. So we'll probably have a... Actually, I was thinking about contacting... Do you remember Layla and Nobi, who we saw in Chicago when we were driving around the country together way back in the day, 1989 or wherever that was? Layla's in Portland now, and I was thinking about maybe reaching out to her and seeing if she would like to have dinner. But once again, I don't want to offend people by inviting them to do stuff for during COVID if they're not comfortable. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'll talk to you later.